From around the world with Lothar. Hi, I am Lothar Rapior from Germany, and I am on a global journey with wonderful discussions, roundtable discussions. You don't see the round table, we're sitting at a round table right here. So today I am very happy and blessed to be with the CEO of VRDa1, and he is Waqas Suhail. I have some very important questions to ask him, and he'll be very delighted to answer them. The first question will be the significance of your vision and mission statement, because that is the very core, the very heart of the company. You want to take the company into a space where it really is significant for others all around the world.
Right.
So what is the vision and what is the mission?
Well, Lothar, first of all, thank you very much for having me in Paris.
And by the way, we are in Paris. 4 days ago, we were in Berlin. So this is a European exploration journey for you.
True.
Because the markets are opening up. And for the company, it's significant to move to other continents as well. So other roundtable conversations will happen on other continents and other countries.
Yeah.
So the vision.
Thank you very much, Lothar. So it's very important for each and every one who is already related and who is part of the community. It's vision and mission. If I'll sum up that and try to conclude it in 1 minute, right? The most important thing that what I have experienced in life, and because I'm in business from last 25 years and meeting people around the world, and the diversification. But what I figured out, Lothar, when you meet people, most of the people you meet, they are good by heart, in their heart, and they want to do something good for others. They want to contribute something towards the humanity, towards their society. But the challenge what comes up that they're stuck in their 9-to-5 activity. And during this 9-to-5 grill, I must say, right, that beautiful part of their life, their mind, their soul get lost somewhere. Very few among us who is able to keep that thing intact while managing that grill, right? But what we felt at VRDa1, and that was the core when we were building this company, that we need to build a vehicle. It's not just a company, it's a community we are building. That we need to build that community which will provide that kind of opportunities to its people, where they can live, they can grow, and they will accomplish their dreams. And while living those dreams, they will be able to live their dream to contribute towards humanity. So this is something very important, and this is my message to the community. Whenever I sit with somebody, whenever I sit with the community people or new people, I always tell them that yes, this company is growing. We are, exploring new territories. We are entering in new countries. Lot of new faces, lot of new people are attaching with the company, with this community. But yes, I believe that each one of us do not forget what is the mission behind all this thing. And Lothar, the one point which we were discussing while we were having a coffee, the legacy part. And I believe you will come towards that. So don't forget that.
So a company always has the need to prove itself to either its customers or its members or those who are interested to find out, can I trust? Is it worthwhile? Is it worth my money? Is it worth my investment? Is it worth my time to dedicate myself either in person or online or by my payments, whatever, because I believe in the products that and the services that are being provided. So the one question that came up in the meetings here in Paris, how does the company make money, and how does the money actually come from the company into our pockets, let's say into our bank account or in our wallets.
It's a very simple philosophy behind it. What you need to understand the philosophy of the business. That we started as a real tech, right? And the real tech, which we have different component in our business model. Whereas the first model which you are experienced so far was where you are enjoying your loyalty points and VRDs, right? And the VRDs, what you have earned, they are backed by the real estate. The actual money, and you need to understand one thing, that the real estate cycle is not like 1 month, 6 months. A minimum project cycle when you get into any, it's minimum 24 months to maybe 36 months, right? Sometimes it depends on the project size that where we get into it. So our business model is the money we are making money out of the real estate, whether it's rentals, whether it's sales of the projects, sales of the or apartments, or any real estate which we have bought, even if it is land. So the land we acquire, and tomorrow if that land appreciates well, so again, the company is making money. And that money has been shared with the people, one. Second of all, that, when you are the part of the community, and you are going and staying in our property or our partner's property, you will be using your VRDs, you will be using your points over there in order to compensate and getting discounts and all that. So this is something very amazing what VRDa1 is offering now in the world, and the horizon is expanding every day.
Now we're talking real estate. 2 years ago you made a statement. And mind you, you just reminded me that when I joined as a partner and as a member, an investor, we had property points. We didn't even have VRDs. We had nothing of what is there now. And the jump from the Dubai-based property points, collecting points, so that eventually you have the real estate, to what is there now is like from the moon to the sun. It's quite an amazing journey.
It is.
So the question here is real estate. 2 years ago you started talking about there will be a blockchain, there will be NFT, there will be fractional ownership, there will be the metaverse. All fairy tale words that we heard then. Now you are unrolling it, and my very serious question is now, and you said others will follow us, because you said we are going to disrupt we disrupt the real estate business. And when you look at the real estate business on a global scale, VRDa1 is just what? Is less than a grain of sand.
We didn't even scratch the surface yet.
And then you say we are going to disrupt the field of
real estate.
How can you say that?
Yeah, well, because now your question have 2-3 phases. Let's start with when you started and what we talked. That time, Lothar, you remember, we have nothing actually, right?
Nothing,
you know, that it was COVID times. We cannot even get into our offices. We don't have even a head office at that time. Right. So, but yes, the vision was very clear, and then the whole team worked very hard. And in last 2 years, starting from the property points to the VRDs, and from VRDs to acquiring the real estate, and then unfolding our ecosystem where we talk about NFT, metaverse, fractional ownership, and all that. So that all things you have seen in 2022. Now, what I want to talk about, and answering your question, that 2023 is the year of when you see all these things as deliverables. So you will experience that when we, as VRDa1, as a real tech company, when we talk about NFT, so it is not an ordinary NFT.
And we had an experience yesterday. I have to say, because we both are smiling. We had a meeting with a most amazing lady, and she had no idea about VRDa1, but she was attracted to come, and somebody sent her. And when first Waqas explained, real estate and all this and that, but when he said NFT, her eyes just did bang, and it's like, and then she started talking, her hands were flying all over the place, because she knows what is an NFT and what is the value. Now, when we talk about bored apes and all that, which you think it is, and then he told her the secret. What is the secret?
The secret we will definitely, expose when the right time will be. But you see, when we describe everything, so how was her response, and she was actually excited, and everybody's excited on that. So I think the NFT delivery is not very far. In few weeks, it will be in your hand, and you will see that what is a different in us, why we are better than rest of the world, what we are doing a little bit different to make that thing unique and valuable on the same time. So this is when it comes to the deliverables on our ecosystem, that which is in the process. Coming back to the metaverse, I will tell you, Lothar, and the audience who are listening us, metaverse is not a project which will be delivered in one day. It's an R&D project, and if you have read our white paper, you can see the landscape which we have built, the vision we have built around that, and the plan which we put in place. The architecture of that the meta one it's huge. So it will take a little bit time in order, because in the meta at the moment, a lot of R&D is going on. Meta is not about just virtual thing. There is a lot of byproducts which are associated with that, and that technology is in progress. But I tell you, the world is gonna be the whole new place. What you're going to experience in a few years.
Interesting is that after the first spike of metaverse, and of course Facebook turning meta and all of that, there seems to be a rock slide in interest. It's gone. Okay. But what's really happening all the time, the R&D that Waqas is talking about, is happening no matter what. And the development, the further development that's happening, and some very, very crazy things are happening.
I'll answer you that, so we can wrap up later, because try to understand, with any new thing, when it comes in the place, and you go back to the history and you'll find out, any new thing when it comes up, everybody go for it. And then what happened, then the cleansing start happening.
Absolutely.
And then, those people who get excited and get into it without any long-term thought process, they start vanishing. And without understanding that what is the need of the meta world, and what is the meta world, the people who just jump in just to make some quick bucks and all that, they need to vanish. And then the serious players will stay in the field, who will be managing, building. And there are so many companies at the moment who are serious, building something very amazing. And if you'll go on their website, if you don't go and check their portfolios, that's something really extraordinary is coming up.
2 years ago, when you started making this announcement, and we as a real estate company becoming a real tech company, and bringing forth that idea, NFT and so forth. Now there are more and more companies coming up, and you prophesied that. You said they will come, and they're now coming up, and they do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Fractional ownership, they give a bonus system, and everything. Why is VRDa1 different? Why is VRDa1 better? And this is the core of my really wanting to do this interview, the value proposition. Why would somebody want to know about VRDa1, and why does somebody want to invest in VRDa1?
Look, Lothar, I cannot tell that, and as I prophesied, 2 years back actually, when we were starting all that journey. And I've told you there's so many companies you will see behind us who will be copying the whole concept and coming up, seeing what we are doing. And it is what it is. I believe, and it is good for us as well, because that will build the credibility of your organization. that you are doing something amazing, you are doing something really unique, you are doing something which is really making sense. So other people are start following you. One. Two, when other people start following you and building that kind of scenarios, it shows that it's now the market is developing. Now the awareness is there. Because when we started, we have to explain a lot at that time. The smart contract was something, a new word for the people. What smart contracts, how it works, how we will, check that, and like 20,000 questions attached with this. But now everybody understands what we are talking about, what frictions, and that's where the market. And I tell you, we will stay as real tech. So the technology part will stay with the company, as well as the real estate will, because if you look at the last 10 years indexes, real estate is always on the top. And in upcoming future as well, real estate will stay on the top. So even though you are indulging, and by the indulgement of this technology and frictional ownership, it will be another boom in this business. Because real estate is something which is essential part of your life. It cannot go down. Yeah, there could be some, and the best part, by the way, why VRDa1? Because we are global. And our assets are diversified. Our community is diversified. We are not centralized in one place with the one market and depending on the up and downs of that country or that market. We are diversified. Our risk and our assets are diversified as well. So people who are attached with that, they are not related with one property. Oh, this property is going down, the market is not good, then the whole company is jeopardized. No. If this kind of property is not working that great, it's fine. 10 other properties which will be with VRDa1, they are working fine, then it means company will keep moving and keep growing and things get up. So this is how we are, and I believe the R&D team with us and the properties which we come up with, if you look at the positioning of our assets, they tells that how professional we are and what we are doing. So this is, I believe, very important for people to understand that their assets need to be diversified, their risks should be mitigated in the right place, in the right manner. So this is, I believe, something unique about us.
To round this up, because this is a round table conversation, and you don't see the table, but it's really here. So you have come to Germany for the first time, then you have traveled to France. We are in Paris now. Ganz Paris träumt von der Liebe und ich träume nur von dir. So what is your first impression? Because Europe is in your view, in your eye. You would like that to, there is property in London, but since the United Kingdom has cut themselves off from Europe, so that's not Europe, it's not Central Europe, continental Europe. Your first impression. Oh, by the way, he knows how to use a scooter. This man, he was like a Mustang, a fresh young horse. I had to follow him in Berlin, although I had to show him the way. He was just flying all over the place. So what is your first impression of first Germany, then the train ride specifically because you wanted to see the scenery and coming here? What is your, because we didn't do business.
Yeah.
What is the impression?
All right. Lothar, first of all, thank you very much being a wonderful host in Germany. And I've been to Europe quite a times, but I couldn't get an opportunity to be in Germany. So that was my first time when I landed and you received me over there. The amazing part, and I specifically, I won't take much time, but I really want to share my experience. And I'm thankful to Lothar because he recommended me to go and visit the museum of BMW. I was on a clock, but it was so organized that I was able to spend a couple of hours in the museum, and it's an amazing experience. It shows that the workmanship, that how people worked out things and what was the legacy they want to build, the focus, the commitment, and what I was able to touch an engine which is 1932 or 1922. It was amazing, Lothar. Right, I became a fan, and I said, somebody who was building this kind of product in 1922, because at that time there was no computers to making AJs and calculations and all that. Somebody did it on paper, calculating and doing things, and come up with such a fine piece of, I call it art actually. So that was an amazing, that gives me a lot of inspiration, that because we are toddlers at the moment. VRDa1 is just not even launched. But that gives you an inspiration that if you need to build a legacy, if you need to build something amazing, you need to focus. And you need to come up with the right product, with the right understanding, with the right hardship, and whatever it takes, you need to give it to it in order to come. Because this will take you to the next level, and the next level, and the next level, and that staircase going up. So, Lothar, thank you very much.
As you're sharing this, the sun is coming up, the light is becoming lighter and lighter, and you can actually see there, Now, as a final statement, I would like to say, when we met in Paris, and he had the experience of the BMW Museum, when he was sharing his experience with that engine, touching that metal, and I thought he was talking about a woman. The most beautiful woman. It's like, there's that, beautiful jewelry, what have you. And the point here is, he understood the reason why BMW is a legacy company. And it's based on that workmanship, on that vision.
True.
The company today is entirely different. BMW is an entirely different entity. Yet, because it's based on that legacy, it is still going strong. And you should have seen his eyes. When he told me earlier, actually yesterday, about his experience, his eyes were sparkling. That is his reason why even deeper he goes with the legacy aspect of this company.
Very true.
And I really want to thank you for that.
I'm honored, and I'm really thankful to you to having me here in Paris as well.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci
beaucoup. So from around the world with
Lothar.
with Lothar and
Waqas. Thank you very much, everyone.
From Paris, we say, see you on the next round table.
Somewhere in the world.
Somewhere on the planet. Okay, cheers.
Bye-bye.